On April 21st, 2019, there were 8 coordinated explosions across Sri Lanka that killed 253 people and left over 500 more wounded. This video shows the moments after the explosion at St. Anthony's Shrine in Colombo. Those that carried out the attacks were Sri Lankan nationals with reported ties to ISIS. While all Muslims were now facing persecution and violence, the spotlight fell firmly on a small population of UNHCR refugees who had been living in Sri Lanka for years. In the days after Easter Sunday, violent mobs went around looking for refugees to attack. This act of terrorism had shifted the country back into the mindset of war. This time, there was a new enemy.
About 1,200 refugees and asylum seekers from Pakistan and Afghanistan who were residing around Negombo were evicted from their houses by the house owners because they faced pressure from local mobs after the bombing of the church in Negombo on Easter Sunday. So it's these people, these refugees, who have now become refugees within Sri Lanka. They are living in 3 refugee camps. One is the Negombo police station, and then 2 Ahmadi mosques in Negombo and Pasiala.
I tried to gain access to 2 of the camps. Both times I'm refused entry by the army. No journalists are being allowed in to document the conditions. In a final attempt, I travelled to Pasiala Mosque, the 3rd refugee camp, located 40 kilometres east of Negombo. I joined Rookie and 2 priests, who are delivering essential supplies like mattresses, mosquito nets and drinking water. I leave my camera behind and plan to film on my phone if it becomes safe to do so.
Do they come here?
They don't come down here.
No.
They just on the way they come. And we are scared all the time, 24/7. Like we only sleep for 2 or 3 hours.
We don't have the water to use the washrooms and clean the dishes. Most of the people are getting it. Yeah, because of the environment and mosquitoes, lots of mosquitoes are here. So the people are getting fever.
All children, small children.
Most of the peoples.
We just want a safe place. We just want good life for our children. That's it.
Like everybody.
Yes, like everybody, like any other human being. To live free.
I think the most immediate and the urgent thing is to provide more livable conditions for the places where they are already staying at. Mid-term is to have a facility where they could stay in a different place. The slightly more mid-term to longer term is that they go back to houses where they were staying or to different houses and they live a free life, not in a setting of a refugee camp like they were living all these years in Sri Lanka. And of course the final solution for them is a permanent resettlement in another country, because Sri Lankan government doesn't offer them permanent resettlement to any refugees.
A small number of refugees are still living in their homes. They are in hiding and living in fear of being forced into the camps. One of these refugees is Abbas Ahmadi. He is a community leader for refugees in Sri Lanka, and he is living in Colombo with his family.
We don't feel safe anymore because in Negombo almost 1,200 people were forced to leave their houses by mobs, and here also in Colombo the general situation is bad. Means the local people, when we walk on the road, the people see us as a suspicious.
هیچ احساس امنیت نمیکنه بخاطر که مردم درست نمیتونه درک کنه، درست نمیتونه قضاوت کنه. به کار که خدا نخواسته ما نکنه، اما چشم عمل دقیق چشم میبینه. خدا از این کارا مخالف از این کارا است که هیچ علاقه نداره که خدا نخواسته کدام کاری خلاف انجام بده. خود مخالف از این کارا هستم. اگرم که من بسیار احساس بد دارم به خاطر که مردم از چشم بد طرف ما میبینه.
Negombo is still experiencing sectarian violence 3 weeks after Easter Sunday. Violent mobs attack Muslim businesses and homes during the night, despite there being a curfew in place. Violent fights also erupt between groups of Muslims and Christians in the town. But there is one landlord refusing to evict his refugee tenants. He is providing protection and organising supplies to be delivered so they don't have to leave the safety of his house.
The police came to check here. When they asked why you keep these people, I said I have already informed the police station about them. If you want to see, you can then come and see. The army people came to him, they look everywhere and they check. Then I told them also, these people, innocent people, we are human beings. If you cut your blood, the whole blood is red. The people want, they are Muslim, they are Buddhist, they are Catholic, but I am thinking the people is human being.
Mr. Fernando is my house owner. He is a symbol of kindness. When I see him, I don't feel I am a stranger. I don't feel I am from Afghanistan.
There were attacks in Negombo last week between Christians and Muslims.
Yes.
Did you notice it going on even though you were here?
The people were angry, angrily shouting to the refugees, attacking to the houses, and my house owner told me not to go outside. For example, I have never gone outside for 25 days. Before this attack, we were so much happy, and we were living along with the Sri Lankan happily. We were going to the beach in the evening. When the president of Sri Lanka said we cannot protect the refugee longer, that makes me very worried.
3 weeks after the attacks, a new wave of evictions are issued.
I got a letter from my landlord, and the letter is here. It was a termination of a house agreement. I went and spoke with the landlords that why you are going to evict me from the house. He said that this is not my own personal decision. I'm under the pressure of the local police and the local people, and they are forcing me to evict you. The government doesn't have this ability to control the situation and protect the people. And I saw some video on internet that the people of the group of people just stoning the Muslim shops and throwing stone into the Muslim houses. I think it's not safe for the Muslim in Sri Lanka anymore.
Ricky Fernando's coordinated a plan to take Abbas and his family to the north. A family in Jaffna is willing to host them. There are other families willing to do the same. This gives real hope that the north could be a solution for many refugees. The problem is, it is an 11-hour drive from Colombo, and the roads are teeming with army checkpoints, making every journey a risk, especially for refugees. To facilitate a safe passage through each checkpoint, Ricky organises a van with an activist and a human rights lawyer. I join them on their journey north, but do not film them crossing the army checkpoints, as it is too dangerous to do so.
We passed so many checkpoints, and we were questioned, we were checked a lot, our bags and our stuff all. We may get arrested anytime is possible, because this is the army, and if they get suspicious to someone, they have this power to arrest. I hope that everything will be okay in Jaffna.
The family arrive safely in Jaffna and get settled into their new home. By law, they have to register with the local police. They do so that evening without any problems arising. Overnight, the news of their arrival deeply angers someone high up. The family are summoned back to the police station where they are interrogated. The kids are taken to the beach whilst negotiations continue. After waiting all day, the family are told that the mobs will attack them in their home if they stay, and the police make it clear they will not protect them. They will let it happen. A few days of protection are negotiated so they don't have to leave that night. A decision about what to do and where to go now has to be made.
The news is going very fast. Everybody knew about me.
They knew that you went to father's place.
Police knew they were watching.
When there is nothing such an evidence document that he's going to protect us. No. I mean, who knows that the governor himself make problem. I mean, I cannot trust politicians. So,
No, it's totally your call, like, depends on how you feel.
I just came to peace, I mean safety, but it seems the situation here is very bad, worse than the Colombo. And here is another story. I'm not safe here. I'm not safe here.
It is clear the government want all refugees marked, accounted for and in the makeshift camps. So Abbas's family choose to risk driving across Sri Lanka at night and back through the army checkpoints. They make it back to Colombo by morning, and there is a safe house made ready for a few hours of sleep before the family will have to be moved again. There are now no options left.
Yeah, we are upset. I mean, we are so sad that as a refugee, I mean, as a human, we don't have any place to live. I mean, this is not fair. We are also human. I mean, being a refugee hasn't been our choice. I mean, and we were not born refugee. We need freedom, we need safety, we need peace. All we want from this world is just a place to live. Even that is not possible at this time for us.